we shall. One must be very earnest about God. Listen to another song. Can everyone have the vision of Radha? Can everyone taste the love? This, the rarest treasure of all, no earthly love shall buy. Without devotion and sadhana, none can obtain, ever obtain. The raindrop falling upon the deep, when Swati shines on high, is formed within the oyster shell into a priceless pearl. Can such a pearl be formed from rain that falls at other times? Mothers with their babes in arms may beckon to the moon to leave the sky, come to them. But only the babes are fools. The moon, does the moon ever leave the sky and dwell upon the earth?
18 years.
One must practice intense spiritual discipline. Can one obtain the vision of God all of a sudden without any preparation? A man asked me, why don't I see God? I said to him as the idea came to my mind, you want to catch a big fish. First, make arrangements for it. Throw spice bait into the water. Get a line and a rod. At the smell of the bait, the fish will come from the deep water. By the movement of the water, you will know that a big fish has come. You want to eat butter, but what will you achieve by simply repeating that there is butter in milk? You have to work hard for it. Only thus can you separate butter from milk. Can one see God by merely repeating God exists? One needs sadhana. The Divine Mother herself practiced austere sadhana to set an example for mankind. Sri Krishna, who is none other than the ultimate Brahman, also practiced sadhana to set an example to others. Sri Krishna is the Purusha and Radha is Prakriti, the Chit Shakti, the Aja Shakti. Radha is the Prakriti, the embodiment of the three gunas. Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas are in her. As you remove the layers of an onion, you will first see tints of both black and red, then only red, and at last only all white. The Vaishnava scriptures speak of Kam Radha, Prem Radha, and Nitya Radha. Chandravali is Kam Radha, and Srimati is Prem Radha. Nanda saw Nitya Radha holding Gopala in her arms. The Brahman of Vedanta and the Chit Shakti are identical, like water and its wetness. The moment you think of water, you must also think of its wetness. And the moment you think of water's wetness, you must also think of water. Or it is like the snake and its wriggling motion. The moment you think of the snake, you must also think of its wriggling motion. And the moment you think of the snake's wriggling motion, you must also think of the snake. When do I call the ultimate reality by the name of Brahman? When it is actionless or unattached to action. When a man puts on a cloth, he remains the same man as when he was naked. He was naked, now he is clothed. He may be naked again. There is poison in the snake, but it doesn't harm the snake. It is poison to him who is bitten by the snake. Brahman itself is unattached.
You can ask me some questions. I think that would be better. Otherwise, it will be a monologue. You can ask me some questions, then I can start.
Swami, you said you're always a lifetime learner. You said that you're a lifetime learner, that teaching young, learning, always learning.
Lifetime learner.
Oh,
You are.
What have you learned in the last week?
so we put a very good question. After I returned from India last March, I was thinking, what shall I do? I got a request from Jarambaji Holy Mother's temple, the birthday or birthplace where Holy Mother was born. The temple was dedicated in 1923. And this 2023 is the 100 years. So they wanted to produce a book in that connection. So that assignment I got after I came back from India. So I worked on a book called Devi Tirtha Jairambaji. Jairambaji is called Shivapuri, and also it is Shoti Tirtha. You see, where Shoti's body, Shiva caught and went to 51 places in India, and that 51 places are called Devi Tirtha, Matri Tirtha. So in Jairambaji, the Divine Mother herself was born. So it is a Devi Tirtha, it is a famous place. Holy Mother said, those who live 3 nights in Jairambaji will be pure. Will be pure. Shiva. This is called Shakti Peeth, the place of the Shakti. So I got that assignment. So I wrote 2 articles on that. And some other articles I added, so it would be a book, it will be published. While working on that, I was thinking, a thought came to my mind. And that carried me 4 months. Dhyano Loke Sri Sharada Devi. Sharada Devi in the abode of meditation. I worked on the mother's book, that's Sri Sharada Devi and the Divine Play. So I was visualizing mother's highlights of her life, so that we can meditate on mother. We meditate mother's picture in the shrine, but I am not happy with that meditation. I want to meditate mother's dynamic, mobile form. She's moving. That I love to meditate. How to do it? How can I meditate mother's is in action, in movement? That I want to see. You see, Shiva, Vishnu, Krishna, Kali, they are gods, they are not humans. But Ram, Sita, Krishna, Radha, Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, they're humans. So it is easy to connect the humans by the humans. That thought came to my mind. And that carried me 4 months last year, from summer till November, December, 4 months. 101 pictures I visualized and I wrote. How, Swami? How to visualize mothers? There is no end to human imagination. So I started to imagine mothers from birth to death. And 101 titles I have given. And those were eyewitnesses accounts, I put it there. And in the beginning I wrote, in the bottom sometimes I wrote, and I introduced that action. Example. At midnight, mother in kerosene lantern and a spade in hand, spatula type of things. At 12 o'clock at night, she was in the courtyard, cleaning the courtyard. How? Swami Chetanananda, when he saw that somebody is moving in the courtyard, saw Holy Mother. Mother, what are you doing? My son, some people have come to Calcutta with their children. They are walking barefooted. There are some, our courtyards are not very clean. Some broken glasses or some other things are there. So I am cleaning those things so that their children from Calcutta, their feet will not be cut. Mother, we can't do that. We can't do that. At midnight, while everybody went to bed, she was cleaning the courtyard. That I visualize. Mother in action, kerosene lantern. He is cleaning the, it is mud courtyard, you know. It is not cemented. Action. One funny thing I wrote. The life story of broomstick and a basket. How? I said, do you know, I am a broomstick. I am made with the coconut leaf, they remove the leaf portion and there is a strap, that hard one, that they put together and make a broomstick in our place. Coconut, that strip. So I am mother's broomstick. I am a karma yogi. I do free service for the mother. Mother's room, mother's courtyard, I clean, free. And I am very proud that I am serving the mother. But do you know what happened? One day, Jamini, mother's attendant, cleaned the courtyard and threw me in a corner. Mother saw it and she scolded Jamini. What are you doing? Do not neglect that broomstick. That broomstick is serving me. Do not neglect. It does not, if you put the broomstick in a proper respect and throwing out it takes same time. Learn how to respect others. That broomstick is serving me. Then I wrote, I'm a basket. Do you know who made me? Some village women, poor women with a bamboo strip, they made a basket. And I was sold to a fruit seller. The fruit seller bought me and put custard apple in me and carried me to Calcutta, Sambajar, in the market. Balaram's family bought me from the market, the whole basket, and Balaram's wife saw that beautiful custard apple. It must go to the mother. It must be offered to Sri Ramakrishna. So I was carried to Udbodhan, mother's house. Those who have no Balaram's house, the mother's house, 5-7 minutes walk. So they brought me to mother's house. It was noontime, just after lunch. Mother was lying down, resting. So the servant came from Balaram's house and, Mother, I brought this custard apple for the offering. Mother said, put it there. And she put it and then emptied it and took the basket downstairs. Mother was in upstairs, in Udbodhan. And that basket, this man servant said to the monks, what shall I do with the basket? Throw away. So I was thrown away on the street. Mother saw it from the balcony, from her room. My goodness, such a wonderful basket they threw away. She asked her attendant, go pick it up, wash it, We can put some potato, some vegetable peels, and it can be used in many ways. It is a beautiful basket. So the basket wrote, look, I was thrown away on the street. But now mother gave me the shelter. I live in Udbodhan, mother's house. In this way, I visualize those scenes and I wrote it in this way so that you can feel mother's movement. There are so many episodes. I give 101 titles, but you will be happy one devotee took over and started to translate it into English. So you will get it in the future. So many stories about the mother. Then some years ago, a desire came. And you have desire, I have also desire. I wanted to see how Sri Ramakrishna passed away. Incident after incident. How many doctors treated him? So I wrote nearly 160 pages. It was published in Udbodhan magazine in 14 issues. Then a desire came, I want to see Sri Ramakrishna's birthday. From 1881, Sri Ramakrishna, the devotees started to observe his birthday. So each year what happened, what they fed, all these incidents I put together. It was now coming serially in the magazine. Then those things I wanted to visualize. Do you know what? The person you love, you must know that person. You do not love a person on the street because you do not know how knowledge and love go together. If I want to love you, I will have to know you. And if I want to know you, I will have to love you. That is the way it goes. So that is the way we want to see every aspect of Sri Ramakrishna and Holy Mother. That I was doing last few months. Then another desire came. English is the international language. We must produce good literature about Sri Ramakrishna to the Western world. So that was my project last, I think, 40 years. Ramakrishna, as we saw him, Sri Ramakrishna and his divine play. They lived with God. God lived with them. How to live with God in the company of Ramakrishna. See God with open eyes. Sri Ramakrishna, his divine life in pictures. Those 7 books, of course, Gospel of Ramakrishna is there, brought tremendous volume of information about Ramakrishna to the English-knowing people, especially to the Western world. Information we want to know. That I was working. Then last June, I started another project. Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, 4 Gospels of Ramakrishna. 5 people recorded Sri Ramakrishna's teachings. 5. You only read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna by Ames, translated by Nikhilananda. In that Gospel, there is only 177 days entries are there. 177 days of Ramakrishna's life, you will find in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. that 1,000 pages books. That book created tremendous impact in the Western world. Aldous Huxley wrote the foreword. That book has been translated into so many foreign languages. Then a thought came that there are 4 more gospels should come into English. First, Adi Kathamrita, first Gospel of Ramakrishna, was published when Ramakrishna was alive. It was done by a Brahmo, Girish Chandra Sen, a disciple of Keshav Chandra Sen. They used to come and listen to Ramakrishna's stories, Ramakrishna's teachings, and they used to write and they used to publish in their magazine. The Brahmos. It is a socio-religious movement, you know. I think he recorded 180 teachings with question and answer form. So that I translated. Then Swami Brahmananda also recorded Sri Ramakrishna's teachings. And that has been translated words of the master, but that translation is 100 years old. That English is a little archaic. So I retranslated it. 280 teachings of Ramakrishna there. Then just day before yesterday, I finished Ram Datta, Tattva Prakashika. 300 teachings of Ramakrishna he recorded. That I translated. So these 3 are done. And my 4th one is waiting for me, Suresh Chandra Datta. He recorded 950 teachings of Ramakrishna. So those teachings are now I have to translate. These 4 Gospels of Ramakrishna will be very interesting study for the Western people. Do you know why? You people read the Bible. Bible recorded by Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. 4 people recorded the gospel of Jesus. So these people also recorded. One interesting thing will be same teaching, they are telling differently. Very interesting. Same thing we find in the Bible. Same story, Luke says in one way, Mark says in another way, wordings are different, but theme, this main theme is the same, but the stories are told in a different way. One incident, you, he, me, she, we 4 people are present, we 4 people recorded, same story, different words, different way we explain. That you will see, that how the gospel evolve. That I am doing now. And then one nice thing, my mother's grace, Holy Mother's pictorial biography. As you see Sri Ramakrishna's divine life in pictures.
Before going there,
Huh?
Swami Vivekananda instructed Sharad Maharaj to send some teachings of Sri Ramakrishna to Maximum. So is it that also should be considered as some teachings of Sri Ramakrishna was sent by.
You were right. He corrected and said, I think I think Suresh Doctor thinks he's saying something like that. Maybe Suresh, some of the teachings are there. You were right. I shall check that one. It is good. I'm glad you reminded me. That Sharad Maharaj collected some and sent to him.
When Swami Brahmananji used to write, and later he used to read those things, and Sri Ramakrishna would appear before him.
Yeah.
that, no, I did not say this way. Right. So Sri Ramakrishna edited that.
It happened in Banaras. Swami Brahmananda's teachings, he wrote a story. Sri Ramakrishna appeared before him, "Hey, Rakhal, I did not say it, and you wrote it." Maharaj immediately got up and called his secretary and said, "Hey, bring the manuscript, remove that story." Do you know what is that story? That story is, Swami Brahmananda heard this story from a Gujarati monk. A holy man was bathing in the Ganges, and a scorpion was carried away by the stream. This holy man rescued that scorpion and put it on the ground. And that scorpion stung it. And the scorpion, which is very poisonous, very painful. That the scorpion fell second times, third times, the holy man rescued. Then another man said, "Let that rascal die. Why are you saving that creature's, ungrateful creature's life? Let it die." The holy man said, "It is the nature of the scorpion to sting. It cannot give up its own nature. And it is the nature of a holy man to save. I cannot give up my holy nature." That story, Swami Brahmananda's, is eternal. I think it is in Dharma Prasanga, it is there. But anyhow, that story Maharaj put it into Ramakrishna's name. But Sri Ramakrishna asked me, no, that is not mine. So sometimes we think that how these teachings of Brahmananda and other people are corrected by Sri Ramakrishna. Even Gospel of Ramakrishna. Sometimes Sri Ramakrishna was asking him, when did I say that? What did I say? He was saying, "Oh no, that I said to Lord Bamandas, you made a mistake." Sri Ramakrishna was editing and correcting him. If you read that way, see God with open eyes. I wrote 2 long articles, history of the Gospel of Ramakrishna and history of Ramakrishna Leela Prasanga. Sri Ramakrishna's that biography, which Sharadananda wrote, Ramakrishna's Divine Play and Gospel. No human being can write that book. It is Sri Ramakrishna wrote it. It is impossible to write that way. It is really Swami Sharada Sharat Maharaj. Aim said, "Master wrote it through me." I did that right. Could you imagine? I have seen that original record, Aim's diary. I saw it. I have the whole diary, scanned diary I have. What Aim recorded, the whole scanned things I have. But it is amazing that reading those things, you cannot write page after page. See the dialogue. Some dialogues are so long. How it comes from human brain, it is unthinkable. At that time, no recorder, no nothing, no recording business. But I could visualize, I can see, I can hear. Him says, "I have never recorded anything which I have not seen, which I have not heard." So you know this Ramakrishna's literature, Vivekananda's literature is so authentic, very powerful, extremely powerful, and fresh.
In Brahmo Samaj, the magazine of Brahmo Samaj, they also recorded some.
ওই তো ধর্মতত্ত্ব, তারপরে There are several magazines. I have what is called Samasamayik Dishtite Sri Ramakrishna, which was published before Ramakrishna's birth, death, after death, what are the articles came in the Brahma magazine, they published a book. I have that book. Abhedanandaji, you know what happened? He gave the gospel to Swami Abhedananda at that time in New York to translate it. And he translated and he added his own. So M did not approve that translation. It is also available. Christopher Isharu wrote the foreword, which is in Vedanta Society in New York, published it. But later on, Vedanta Math published its sayings or sayings of Sri Ramakrishna. No, okay. Some title, the Vedanta Math published that Abhedananda's things. Many people say various things, but these 5 people are authentic recordings of Sri Ramakrishna teachings. But sometimes I had a hard time with this Ramdas's version. Oh, sometimes because I was told, this is my brain. If I do not understand, you will not understand. I have to understand first. And my editor, she will edit, Swami, I could not understand, retranslate. She will dictate me. Doesn't make sense. Retranslate. Western people are very, very careful about it. If it does not make any sense, they will close the book. They will not read it. Oh, Swami, doesn't make any sense. Close it. It must make sense. The Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, Nikhilananda translated. It's a beautiful translation. It was translated in 1942. Still, that English is very fresh. You know, those who know in literature, you know how every 40 years language changes. The English literature, see the evolution. In 1600s, Chaucer's English, Shakespeare's English, Carlyle's English, Somerset Maugham's English, Aldous Huxley's English, Isharu's English, Richard Digest English. If you see that how the English language is evolving, American English, language is very, very important. If I do not understand what good is, Christopher Isharu once told me, Swami, if we do not understand what good is your writing, we must understand first. Anyhow, mother's book, that pictorial, it will come. I am very happy because, but you know, there was a setback. My graphic artist computer crashed. So she did not have the savings. She did not save the high resolution. She gave me the low resolution. The whole PDF file is with me. So based on that, you see, I want to take your mind 150 years back, so that you can see the Bengal village, how Holy Mother lived. I used to go to India with 40 to 50 rolls of films, 2-3 cameras. In 1977, 1982, 1986. I came to Hollywood in 1971. So all these years I was traveling Kamarpuku, Jarambachi, Belurma, Dakshineshwar, collecting photos. And it is amazing that Kodachrome, that color, still very clear. It does not fade. I have nearly 10,000 slides. One American devotee digitalize them. I am so happy. He took 10 years to digitalize. I tell you frankly, this America is a great country. Otherwise, we could not produce that kind of things. The modern technology. My goodness, I only talk about me. Ask me any question. I just told you that what I'm doing.
Holy Mother do any edition in Katham?
Hmm?
Holy Mother, did Holy Mother do any edition in Katamrita? Did she amended anything? Never. Thakur
Holy Mother's, Holy Mother's,
Did she edit something?
oh no, Holy Mother did not edit. Only Holy Mother said, Master MA collection is good, as if Thakur is talking. She approved it. She did not comment. But she mentioned about Ram Datta's book. Ram Datta wrote that Shodashi Puja happens in Jayarambaji. But who told him? Shodashi Puja happens in Dakshineshwar. But Sharadananda also made a mistake. He says that Shodashi Puja happens in 1873. Holy Mother said, no. It took place in 1872. After 2-3 months after I came to Dakshineshwar. Mother came to Dakshineshwar March 1872. And Shodashi Puja was held 5th June 1872. Just 2-3 months after.
Akshay Kumar Sen,
Hmm.
that Puthi, he also recorded many teachings.
Yeah, some of his things are not very, it doesn't go, he
Some
took some
devices.
imagination. Some stories are good, collection. Yes, you will ask the question.
Swamiji, can you speak about the role? Pranam Swamiji. Can you speak about the role of grace?
Grace.
The role of grace. And another question is, can you also speak about Advaita in contemporary life, in everyday contemporary life?
First, grace. To me, grace is like a scissors. You cut cloth, 2 blades are necessary, correct? Otherwise, you cannot cut the cloth. So this is called self-effort, and this is called grace. If you do not move, grace will not come. In Rig Veda, there is a mantra. The moment you make an effort, then God will come and help you. There are 2 ways out there. God help those who help themselves. Again, God help those who do not help themselves. Both are ways. If you have 100% self-surrender, you don't have to worry. God will take care of you. One of my students took initiation from me. 2. I could go to nursing school, have a job, this, that. Oh, no, Sri Ramakrishna will look after me. He initiated me. I told him, then you do one thing, you go and lie down on your bed. Sri Ramakrishna will buy groceries, will cook and put the food in your mouth. You don't have to do anything, just lie down on your bed. Ramakrishna will be your servant. If you have that kind of self-surrender. Look at Sri Ramakrishna. Got married as a wife, never built any home, never earned any money, but lived 51 years. Mothur took care of him 14 years. There's everything mother provided. Grace. Grace, sometimes people say unconditional. No. Grace is conditional. Unconditional means in the domain of Brahman, beyond Maya. The moment you enter the Maya, cause and effect, these will come. You are happy. Why? You did something good. You are unhappy. Why? Because you did something bad. Whole world is guided by this cause and effect. If I have a stomach ache, I say, what is the cause? I always try to find out the cause. So, and conditions, Swamiji was talking about Sharat Chandra Chakravarti, whether grace is conditional or unconditional. Girish says unconditional. But unconditional is in domain of Brahman. There who will show grace to whom? There is nobody there. The moment subject-object comes, the moment you enter the domain of Maya, subject-object. You. That is a grace, but do you know how do I look at grace? Here is a mother. Has a boy, saving a little money, throwing newspaper, and gives the money to the mother. Mother, when I shall go college, I need a car. He saved $5,000. Then mother was telling her husband, look, our boy is so good, saved $5,000. We should buy a car for him. He is going to college. So father gives $5,000. So $10,000 they give to the boy so that the boy can have a car. That $5,000 which father gave, that is grace. And $5,000, that is self-effort. That is the way I look at grace and self-effort. And about non-dualism, it is wonderful to practice non-dualism. But do you know the problem? Very difficult. I am Brahman. You should not have any body idea, body consciousness. If I pinch you, you cry out, oof, pain. If I have a stomach ache, I say, oof, pain. Mind comes straight in the body. Our Sarva Priyananda has a nice story. A monk went for surgery. He has a gallbladder surgery. He says, I do not need anesthesia. I am Brahman. You can cut my stomach and take the gallbladder out, no problem. I am not the body, I am the Atman. The surgeon says it will be very major surgery and very painful. Well, nahi, my boy, I am the Atman. So what happened, the surgeon took the surgical table and took the lancet and just boom, cut the other one. Then the monk cried out, whoa, what are you doing? When you say that you are the Atman, wo to kitab mein hai. That is in the book. That is in the book. I am the Atman, that is in the book. But I have pain. Anyhow, it is wonderful to think about that I am the Atman. Good idea. But Swamiji take Swamiji's method. When your health is good, say I am Brahman. And when you have a stomach ache, say, oh mother, have mercy on me. See both ways.
Swamiji, on the topic of grace, continuing this topic, Sri Ramakrishna had a quote that went something like, the winds of grace are always blowing and you need only unfurl your sail. So is unfurling our sail the self-effort piece.
That is self-effort.
That's the self.
Unfold the sail, that is self-effort.
And then my other question for you, Swamiji, is, you know, there's two flower bouquets behind you,
Mhm.
and one is getting blown by this air,
Mm.
and the other is completely still. So I thought there's Shiva, there's Shakti. So I thought you could maybe tell us a little bit about dynamic of Shiva and Shakti.
You are right. When I go for a walk in Laguna Beach, my back is the mountain range and the front wavy Pacific. So I see Shiva and Shakti. I also go there. All right, thank you.
Question. I wanted to hear you speak about devotion and surrender.
Devotion and
Surrender.
surrender. Devotion. Do you know how do I feel about devotion? Without love, human beings cannot live in this world. Think of that. You do not love anybody, nobody loves you. What will happen to your life? Imagine. That is the reason I say these are the three things watch. Faith, hope, and love. These three things are moving you, me, every one of us. Faith, hope, and love. If you do not have faith, you cannot function in this world. If you do not hope, you will not get up from your bed. Why? No hope. And if you do not love, you cannot function. Well, you love your body. That is the reason you go to the market, buy groceries. Devotion, love. When love goes to God, that we call devotion. Other love, devotion. And self-surrender is not so easy. Only when you see self-surrender, you see your baby. Came out from the mother's womb. 100% surrender to the mother. If the mother does not look after the baby, baby will die. Surely the baby will die. Mother feels. She has no sleep. All the time, baby cries, she jumps. Feed, 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 feed. Mother is the teacher. Mother teaches how to speak. That is called mother tongue. Mother teaches how to walk. Mother teaches how to use bathroom. Mother is the teacher. Surrender, that is called real surrender. Sri Ramakrishna surrender to the Divine Mother. Not 99%, 100%. So if you have 50% surrender, 50% God will take care of you. It depends upon the percentage, you see. Surrender, look, if you read the Bhagavad Gita, you will see Krishna first gave all lessons to Arjuna. Finally, he says, Sarva dharman purityajya mamekam sharanang braja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshaishyami ma shucha. Sarva dharman purityajya, give up all of your duties. Take refuge in me. I shall save you from all kinds of sins that you are going to kill so many people. Mashucha, do not grieve. That was the last, I think it is verse 66 or 67 in the 18th chapter. That is the last lesson. Finally surrender to me. I shall take care of you. All right, good night. Tomorrow, see you at 11 o'clock.
Thank you.
Which is very well.